Welcome to the Jamey Chadwell Show, sponsored by Hendrick Toyota. Kevin O'Rourke alongside the head coach of the Bucs. Big week here at Charleston Southern as CSU gets set to host crosstown rival the Citadel for the first time in program history. Saturday at 6 o'clock, the kickoff at Buccaneer Field. Definitely make sure to get here early if you want to get a seat. And Jamey, your team will be going for a 4-0 start to the season, able to get to 3-0 with a win over Campbell last Thursday, and really a nice second half after some struggles in the opening half.
Yeah, I thought we didn't come out to play really as a group there in the first half. Got off to a good start. I thought our defense got off to a good start. And then it went downhill to Campbell's credit. I think they played really well and really took the fight to us, which I was disappointed in. But we regrouped at halftime and got everybody going in the same direction. And I thought we played for overall team our most complete half that we played there in the third and fourth quarter in all phases. So pleased with obviously the win, but really how we finished. So I think that was we needed that for our confidence going forward because our schedule obviously gets a lot tougher starting with this Saturday. And we found a way again to get a W on the board, and that's what matters.
Cap off the 4-game homestand to open the season Saturday against Citadel. Exciting atmosphere should be for your guys to play in.
Yeah, anytime you're playing, I think a Southern Conference team at your place, which doesn't happen a lot, and then want it to be a team that's right down the road from you. There should be a great crowd and a great environment, and that's what part of college football is, to play in an environment that everybody's excited about the game. And hopefully it'll be a game where no matter what happens, people come out here going, hey, there's two good football teams, and respect goes all around.
Charleston Southern, a 34-10 win over Campbell last Thursday. As we take a look at some first half highlights from that game, and your defense has really done a good job here early in the season at coming out and getting stops right away.
Yeah, that's one thing I thought our coaches, talked a lot about last year was we didn't get off to great starts, and this year has been tremendous. We've been everybody's had to punt on their first drives, and I think they've all been 3 and outs actually. So defense has done a good job and putting them in long yardage situations and getting us a chance to get our defense out there and really pin their ears back, which has been big, and get them in a 3rd and long and able to get them down and make them turn, be able to punt back to us and give us a chance to get the ball in decent field position.
Skylar Skurzik with a sack. He's already got 2.5 on the young season. To highlight that 3 and out, and your offense goes right to work. Alex Cruz here, and then Austin Brown makes a big play on the ground.
Yeah, we get ourselves in the 3rd and short situation, and Austin makes a nice read on one of our option plays there, and shows some of his wills there, gets a chance to get down and get us inside the red zone. And then we tried to go back to work and get ourselves in a situation to make some plays happen. Tried to spread the ball around a little bit this game and get a lot of people involved. And then you see our tight end Austin makes a nice throw here for a touchdown to Nathan Prater. And couldn't road it up any better. Up 7-0. I think everybody's feeling good about themselves, and our defense is psyched. Our special teams are psyched. We get a great play right here by our defense, by our Brand Brun on special teams, and they're inside the 15-yard line. So things are going well.
17-yard touchdown for Nathan Prater. 2nd TD already of the year for him. He's actually your leading pass catcher through these first 3 games. Campbell, quarterback Dakota Wolf, going to work here. A nice hit by Damaris Freeman, but able to convert a 1st down. And Campbell moved the ball effectively in the first half.
Yeah, I thought we had a couple chances to get them off the field there on this drive, and just for whatever reason didn't make any plays. And they did some good job of I think scheming us up in certain looks, and their quarterback played well and put themselves in positions to at least move the football, and they controlled the clock a little bit too, and that's what's you want to get a chance to get our defense off so they get rested. And then we get out and we have a great run on 1st down, get a penalty. Then we have a bad snap. Then we have a miscommunication on a play here that had a chance to be good, and we screw that up. And then have a 3rd down, have a guy wide open and just overthrow him. So things didn't go our way after that first drive, and can't get really more open than that, and just didn't connect. And those are things when you're struggling a little bit, you need to make to get your confidence going. And we didn't do it, and then our defense goes back out, and Campbell does a good job of moving the ball again and getting 1st downs.
Campbell able to hang in this first half after the Bucs got off to the quick start. They take it in to CSU territory here, and you're going to get them in a 3rd down situation, and the receiver gets deep on you on the sideline.
Yeah, they do a little pick route versus our man coverage, and they do a good job. It's a good call, and they get inside the 5-yard line there on 3rd down. We thought we had a chance to get them off the field, and then they do the same play again and get us, and now they're tied up, and they're feeling good about themselves.
4-yard touchdown for Jabri Ridenauer, following up on that 44-yard catch on 3rd down. Christian Reyes there running for the Bucs. He ended up running for well over 240 yards, much of that in the second half as Campbell defense able to come up with a stop here eventually on this series.
Yeah, I thought we put ourselves into some bad situations, had some penalties early on, but we were able to overcome them. Had chances to make some third downs, didn't quite either make the throw or didn't quite make the play. And then Campbell gets the ball back and has a chance to go back to work, and they scramble and make some plays. And the thing that they're doing, they're controlling the clock, keeping us off the field, getting our defense tired, and that's tough on us. You know, our defense is predicated on obviously playing as fast as they can, and when they're out there a lot, you know, you get wore down, and we've got to do our job to keep the ball and put points on the board.
Kind of a similar game in some respects to last year in Buies Creek, close in the first half, and Campbell ends up taking a 10-7 lead upcoming here. Their kicker hits a 44-yard field goal as their defense is able to keep him out of the end zone.
Yeah, we we bent there but didn't break, and the kicker boomed the ball. We didn't know if he had the leg to make it or not, but he got a nice kick there, and they're up 10-7 at halftime and feeling really good about themselves. And you know, for us, I know our guys felt like we just didn't quite play with the intensity that we needed. I didn't have to say that in the locker room. They sort of talking about that. So we were able, fortunately, to go in there and make some corrections, and it showed in the second half. We came out and played a lot better.
You said that they maybe knew that. What was the atmosphere like in the locker room at halftime?
Well, it wasn't anything, you know, crazy. Just came in and we had a lot of our leaders just saying, hey, that's not how we play. You know, our intensity is not where it needs to be, and you know, and just the passion you have to play with, and you can't. I'm not saying we overlooked them, but you always have to come out ready to play, because we've talked a lot about, because of the season that you've had, a lot of people look at you differently. They're going to play up, you know, try to, they want to beat you. That's a great, you know, win for them, I guess. And so Campbell came in with that mentality, and we just didn't play with the mentality that we are used to playing with. I didn't feel like we competed hard in the first half, and we got that corrected. And it wasn't anything we were doing scheme-wise or anything like that. I felt like we just needed to play at a better level than what we were doing, and we got the point across.
Bucs able to respond in the second half in a 34-10 win. We'll get into those highlights after this. You're watching the Jamey Chadwell Show, sponsored by Hendrick Toyota. Welcome back to the Jamey Chadwell Show. Charleston Southern trailing Campbell 10-7 at the half this past Thursday, as we take a look at a strong second half from Charleston Southern. 27-0, you're able to outscore Campbell in this second half, and you come out and set the tone right off the bat. Yeah,
that was important. I thought we wanted to make sure we did a good job coming out at halftime. We get a decent return here, but we're able to move the ball down the field. We got to the running game, and we're able to make some plays in the running game and get our guys going a little bit, and to get a score right away allowed our guys just to get that confidence back. And you see Kenny Dinkins make a nice play here on a post and a nice run and catch, and gets us down here inside the 10-yard line, gets us in there first and goal, and we're able to knock it in.
51-yard catch for Kenny Dinkins. He and another freshman, Jared Scotland, have stepped up nicely these first couple of games, and Christian Reyes able to get in the end zone for the first time this year.
Yeah, it was a good drive. You mentioned Kenny and Jared. They've done well for us because of our injuries there, and they've stepped up and done some good things for young guys. Still making some mistakes, but they're making some good plays for us. Our defense gets us in a first and 10, gets them backed up second long. Do a good job. Now we got them in a third down and long situation, and this is a great play here by Troy McGowan's on the pick there. We do a little cover two. He makes a nice play and gives us a chance to get the ball, and allows us to have a chance to go to work inside the 50-yard line. And Danny played some obviously in this game, trying to get him back healthy. You see him here make a nice little run, get us some good yardage. And I thought our offensive line really, on this drive especially, put their hammer down and said, hey, run it behind us, and we really were able to grind out some good running yards.
6 plays on this drive, all on the ground. Krogan takes it in close there and is going to power in for the touchdown. You mentioned the offensive line. That's what you guys want to do identity-wise.
We do. That's our identity. We want to be able to pound people up front and be physical and move the ball on the ground. And we've been inconsistent with that, obviously, to say the least. And to be able to start imposing our will, so to speak, on people was nice.
Defense goes back to work here. Campbell only 1 first down the second half. Your defense forced 6 3-and-outs after halftime. What do you think the difference was for them?
I just think we focus more on the details of what we're trying to do. We didn't change any calls or anything like that. It's just, hey, execute what we're calling. And I think our guys finally started playing with the intensity that was needed to make that happen. And I thought really in the second half, we scored the points there, but we had chances to make some even bigger plays that we just missed to really blow the game open, And so I was pleased with the way we ended up doing some good stuff. But I felt like we left some things out there, and so there's still plenty of things to work on.
Austin Brown back in the game at quarterback on this drive, trying to master that option. He had 85 yards rushing in the win. He's going to put it in the air here. And
we went for it on a 4th down right there and had a chance to make a play and missed it. We give them the ball back. We're up 10 here, and with about 12 minutes to go, and our defense has a chance. They're backed up and does a good job of getting us the ball back. We felt like if we had a good chance of making that 4th down, didn't do it, but we have confidence in our defense to make a good play. And then we're able to get the ball back and get a drive going, go back on the ground, get down back in the red zone again, and let Christian do some work for us and the other backs. And we're able to make it a 4th down, which was a big play. We wanted to get a 1st down. Austin gets it for us. And then the next play, we're able to get a play action to Jared here. He runs a great route. I thought this was a nice ball by Austin landing in there, and that sort of blows the game open for us there.
He definitely has shown the ability through these first 3 games. You mentioned missing out on some big plays, but he can be on point down the field at times.
He can when his feet are set and all those things that quarterbacks are supposed to do. He throws a nice ball. We just got to be more consistent there. Darius Hammond had a great game in the return for us, and this was a great return. Gets us back down here in the red zone again, and we go back to work Michael Holloway using all of our backs that we have, and then this was a great run right here by Michael. Stiff arms the guy right here, and then just really uses some speed. Got a great block on the perimeter, and good to see everybody getting involved, and for us to make some plays there and put a game away. We were a better team, and disappointed in the way we came out, and then we're able to show that we were the better team there in the second half.
26-yard touchdown run for Mike Holloway. We saw the Hammond punt return to set that up, and he's really played well going back to last year, and special teams is going to be even more important as the schedule gets tougher.
Yeah, as we go, as you go forward, special teams become more and more important, and Darius is from last year, this year has been just really our special teams MVP. He's been a great player, does a lot of things for us people don't know about, and he's been tremendous in the return game, kick return and punt returns, and then in our other special teams, and he'll be playing some more running back here in the future as well, because he's a good player. We want him on the field.
Bucs offense able to get going in the second half against Campbell, as you saw. Junior quarterback Austin Brown, a reason why, and we got a chance to talk to him earlier this week. You're watching the Jamey Chadwell Show, sponsored by Hendrick Toyota.
Austin Brown can throw the football. With 6 touchdown passes in his first 3 games as Charleston Southern's starting quarterback, Brown has showcased the arm that made him a member of Conference USA's all-freshman team 2 years ago. But while the UAB transfer has excelled at college football's highest level, he is now being tasked with a new challenge.
Running the option, basically. I'm not, never really been an option quarterback, but Coach Tuck's done great and been very patient with me and taught me, slowly, step by step on what to do, and I feel like it's coming together slowly.
Brown made his mark at UAB quickly. He assumed the starting QB job 4 games into his career, throwing for 337 yards and 3 touchdowns in his debut. The Flowery Branch, Georgia product starred 7 more games as a sophomore, but felt it was time for a change.
I was at UAB, didn't feel like that was really the place I needed to be at. Took my visit here, fell in love with it, felt like this is where God was pulling me to be, and just kind of showed up, just kind of went here on a prayer basically, and so far it's been great.
Enamored by the family environment fostered by Bucs head coach Jamey Chadwell and his staff, Brown made the way to CSU. Once on campus, getting in the playbook was priority number 1.
First of all, an overall understanding of the offense, but then being able to manipulate here and there and make people do what I want them to do instead of just having to kind of just fly by the seat of my pants.
Familiarity with the offense is one thing. Live reps, as Brown said, are another. Those repetitions are lifting Brown's confidence level as the Bucs prepare to host the Citadel. Brown led a 243-yard CSU rushing effort with 85 yards in Thursday's win over Campbell. Quarterbacks coach Mark Tucker has seen the improvement.
He's getting to the point where he'll recognize things. He can carry more speed to the point of attack and start to manipulate people the way a quarterback has to do in an option system. He's done a nice job. He's come an awful long way in a very short period of time.
Brown is also working with an inexperienced group of receivers, and his knack for delivering the ball on point has been beneficial.
Austin, as I said to the other day, has a true gift to throw the football. He brings some things with a very young receiving core due to the injuries that we've had and other things. We've got roughly 6 young men that didn't start the season that played last year. And we have young men that have stepped up in a big way with very little experience. Austin's ability to locate the ball as well as he does certainly helps that.
Help is what Brown has received from fellow quarterbacks Danny Krogan and Kyle Copeland. Both were key in CSU's record 10-win 2013 season. Brown edged both for the starting job in fall camp. All three, though, continue to enjoy a positive relationship, one the Bucs hope will fuel further growth throughout the rest of the year.
We have a great room, and the credit goes to the young men because they bought in, and they're very, very helpful with one another. They spend an awful lot of time together on the field, obviously, but off the field. They spend an awful lot of time in private film study on their own. They have the opportunity to view film on their own iPads or their own phone. They like to gather up in our film room and get in there together and work each other mentally and teach each other mentally. It's a great atmosphere.
Back on the Jamey Chadwell Show, Kevin O'Rourke alongside the Bucs head coach, and a new quarterback this year for you guys in Austin Brown. Danny Krogan still getting some action as well, but what have you thought of the way Austin's been able to come along these first few games?
I think he's developed tremendously. You know, anytime you come into a new system and you got guys there that have been in it and you're learning it, there's obviously some growing pains, and I think he's gone through that. But the way he's handled himself, the way he's tried to be a leader at that position, I think our offensive line, our young running backs, those guys have really rallied around him, and I think that's made his transition so much better. They know he wants to be successful, and he doesn't care if he has to run it 100 times or we throw it. He just wants to try to win games, and his attitude has been tremendous, and I think that's why guys have rallied around him. And with the way our quarterback situation has worked out, you know, sometimes you might have some animosity or some of those things, and we don't, because of the type of person he is and the other quarterbacks. And so he's been a great asset for us, and I think you're going to see him just continue to get better and better as he gets more and more comfortable, because I have to tell myself he's seeing things for the first time in the way we do things, where unlike some of our other guys. So he's a work in progress, but he's getting better every day, and we're thankful we have him.
Heard from your quarterbacks coach, Mark Tucker, in that piece, a guy you played for a couple of years as a player. How about that experience, and how about his influence on the quarterbacks?
Yeah, it was a great experience. Obviously, Coach Tucker, you know, meant a lot to me when I was playing. And that's one of the reasons why he's here, just because I know he's a great teacher and he's a better person. But I know more than anything, Coach really cares about young people, and so I know those quarterbacks are getting taught lessons that are going to be important for them beyond football, and that's what I hope all of our coaches are doing. But I know Coach Tucker does that especially, and I know they're getting taught the game, the way to play the game the right way. And I know when they leave here, they're going to be thankful for the time they had a chance to spend with him. And if a player can say that about any coach, I think you've been successful.
Coach Tucker, a guy who spent time at the Citadel, and that is the opponent on Saturday. First time in 8 meetings between these two teams that the Citadel makes the trip here to Buccaneer Field. A new head coach for them, open week for them after a tough start to the season. What have you seen on film?
Well, they made tremendous strides from week 1 to week 2 from the Coastal game to Florida State. I mean, they've played top 5 team in the country in our level, and obviously the number 1 team in the country at the big boy level. So the schedule they've played has prepared them obviously for an opportunity like this that they have, and I know they're not scared about the people they're seeing us play, because of the talent they've played, and so but they're very physical, they're very detailed and disciplined. And Coach Houston does a great job of that, of getting his guys playing hard and being in the right position, so they're not going to beat themselves, and we'll have to play extremely well and be consistent for 4 quarters to have a chance to win the game. If we play 4 quarters of defense but only 2 quarters of offense, we're not going to be successful. And so we've got to play 4 quarters, because they're going to make plays. They've got good players. They're going to do good things with what they do on offense, and they're going to make plays on defense. They got a lot of older guys on defense that play really well, that are good players, and it's important for us to hopefully get off to a good start and try to get our crowd in. And I'm sure they're going to have a big crowd too. So hopefully the crowd that's here supporting us will be in it.
Last year, a comeback win for you guys in your first game as head coach here. Mentioned the defense for Citadel, experienced in that front 7. we talked about in the Campbell game, your offensive line kind of setting the tone on that one drive. That's going to be key again Saturday.
Have to be, because you know, if we put ourselves in a situation where we have to throw a lot, they can pin their ears back, and that's not who we are. You know, we're just not that with the personnel that we have. So we've got to do a good job of winning the point of attack, and I think our offensive line guys obviously know that. That's something they know they have to do every week. Challenge is big this week because of the type of players that they have there and the scheme they do. So, and we got to do a good job on defense of limiting their opportunities. We're not going to shut them out. I hope we do, but I mean, they're a good offense. You know, they lead the country in rushing, so they're probably going to make plays. We just got to do a good job of being disciplined and not let them get big plays because we're not aligned right in some of those things. And I expect a great game. You know, I think it should be two teams that are obviously wanting the same thing, and it should be great for this city as well.
Should be a fun one on Saturday. Charleston Southern and the Citadel, 6 o'clock kickoff at Buccaneer Field. Again, get there early if you can. For Jamey Chadwell, my name is Kevin O'Rourke. Thanks for watching the Jamey Chadwell Show, sponsored by Hendrick Toyota.